Here are some non-spoilery House of the Dragon Season 2 news, which includes them talking mad disrespect about Caraxes, that poor little baby. He's always so anxious. I will get to a little bit of spoiler news for Season 2 of House of the Dragon, but I will warn you before I get to that. I also have multiple Season 2 spoiler videos coming out, and they will be appropriately marked. So let's talk some Season 2 House of the Dragon news. First, one of the directors for Season 1 that has returned for Season 2, Claire Kilner, talked about House of the Dragon. Funny enough, she shared a bit more about the competitiveness between the directors on the show and how Alan Taylor coming in has forced them all to up their game. So on this competitiveness and also on Alan Taylor and how he's kind of changing how they're doing Season 2, she said, "It's very inspiring because there are 5 directors and they're all different, and we're all watching the dailies and commenting on one another's work. We can't help it, we're all a bit competitive. So Alan helps us up our game. He's such an accomplished director, and I really love the way he uses depth of field and focus in his storytelling to bring viewers' attention to certain elements in the frame. I've been watching that and going, how can I evolve in that direction?" It's nice to see that they have a director they can look up to. Alan Taylor does have an impressive resume. I was excited to see him join for Season 2. She talked a bit about those wide shots. So let's say they have the table, it's in this massive room, and they want to get everybody in it talking. She talked about how a lot of times they're panning way out for it, and what Alan Taylor is doing is he's just bringing different perspectives to it and changing how they do it, the angles, and the other directors are looking at it and going, oh, okay, maybe we don't have to do these obnoxiously wide shots anymore. We can get a little more creative with this dialogue. Now, she also stated that the cast is much more chill filming for Season 2 than they were for Season 1, and that's, this is your second year on the job. Well, second round, not necessarily second year. And they've been through the gauntlet with the first season and then it being released and the backlash of that, so I feel like they can handle things a whole lot better. But on that, she shared, "They've come into the season more relaxed, and there's a sense of family. Everybody knows one another and wants to do good work, and they know their characters so much better." So yeah, I think having a more experienced director to help guide them and a more relaxed atmosphere of filming this time around might make up for them not having writers for the filming of Season 2, which is just still such a bad idea. I understand why they had to do it, they just could not wait, but ugh. This writer's strike is going on through the rest of this year. It can mean some real bad things if they need to do reshoots or find a way to maybe make the dialogue go a little bit better or add things in. Because remember, they did say, hey, we will pour as much money as we need to in reshoots if, the writer's strike's over, all of filming's done, and we look at it and go, ooh, yeah, this is not working. Lastly, she talked about having 8 episodes in Season 2 instead of the expected 10, stating, "There are 8 wonderful episodes with so much happening in every episode, and we have trouble at times bringing them down to 1 hour. Ryan's decision was to give it a good opening and a good ending, and they're jam-packed with emotional and visually exciting events." Yeah, but when you add in context that Zaslav, the idiot that took over Warner Media and merged it with his own little baby, how he reduced it from 10 episodes to 8 to save money, it makes it a lot less, oh, cool, you just did this because of pace of flow. It sounds like they're just jamming way too much in those 8 episodes. And not getting into spoilers, but from what we've seen for filming leaks, they're getting through a lot of the Dance of the Dragons, a lot. I kind of miss the time where you could sit with the consequences of each major event in a show and breathe and feel these characters, but it kind of seems like it's just going to be a race until the end. Now, maybe given that this is a relatively quick war overall compared to the other ones that have been waged in lore, maybe that does make sense to race through it because it is very quick and devastating, but I don't know. I still think that we can sit and breathe with these scenes and these events and feel for these characters instead of being, what's the next big shiny? What's the next huge explosion? Next, let's talk about Ryan Condal, showrunner for House of the Dragon, and how he gave human descriptions for the dragons, and the sound supervisor on the show, Al Skirkig, shared Caraxes's. They were so mean to this poor dragon. So Al shared, "The descriptions that Ryan and Miguel gave for these characters, for these dragon characters, were never, 'I want the dragon to be like this.' They would describe them in human terms. Caraxes was described by Miguel one meeting as the failed white boy rapper. Thinks he's the coolest guy on the block. Just thinks he's just full of it. He's so fantastic and amazing. But he's not. He's a bit of an idiot. Nobody really likes him. And none of the other dragons really want to hang out with him." Aw, poor Caraxes, that's so sad. I too know what it's like to be red-colored and be an outsider. Actually, you might remember Miguel Sapochnik, who used to work on House of the Dragon before he had to be relocated because he wasn't getting along with the other showrunner, Ryan Condal. He said this on Caraxes. This is all just so mean.
He's the dragon that no one loves, and he has a deviated septum. And my expansion was that he's a bullying white boy who thinks he can rap and overcompensates for his deviated septum.
Like, why are you guys hitting at Caraxes so hard? I guess in fairness, though, this guy did get his last writer killed horrifically because he had a rumbly in his tumbly, so maybe his bad reputation's earned. Now, Ryan Condal, we did get a description for 2 other dragons. He'll just keep releasing them, but Rhaenyra's dragon, Syrax, this was how that dragon was described. Syrax was hatched to Rhaenyra when she was a child. I think the dragons that are born to their riders have a shared deeper bond than any of the other dragons. So she's an eagle. She's built for speed. She's very proud and honorable. Now, I love how he used the imagery of birds and honorable and, being agile and everything, because Rhaenyra is half Arryn, and House Arryn has a falcon on their sigil, and their words are as high as honor. So I really feel like he gave a nod to Rhaenyra's house, even in how he described her dragon. And this is why I love Ryan Condal and his attention to detail and how much he loves book lore. I still believe his Vhagar description is spot on. This is what Ryan Condal said to describe Vhagar. Vhagar is so large that she doesn't really fit anywhere anymore, not even in the dragon pit, and that's created a bit of a loner personality in her. And she's very grumpy. She sleeps a lot. She's like an old cat. Vhagar definitely has the asshole cat energy of, I'm only going to listen to you when I want to, and otherwise, fuck off. I strive to bring that energy to life. There's also concept art for Adult Vermax, who is Jace's dragon for season 2. Just gorgeous concept art. I can't wait to see all these dragons just having meltdowns in season 2. Now I'm going to transition into spoilers for season 2. I just want to talk briefly about some filming leaks. I'll go more in depth in a future video. Okay, mostly I just want to talk about the Battle of Rook's Rest and then also going up north. Alright, so we know the Battle of Rook's Rest has been filming bits and pieces for a while, and we've seen the aftermath of them parading a dragon head melees through the streets of King's Landing. Well, we've seen more leaks of the battle, including the more simple-looking Lannister armor for House of the Dragon. I like this armor a lot better than the more flashy, stuffy Lannister armor of the late seasons of the main series, so this is an improvement in my books. Also, the fact that they can actually see out of their helmets, I think just 10 out of 10. We know at the Battle of Rook's Rest, Vhagar, Sunfire, and Meleys are the dragons in this battle, but what's interesting is it appears that Aemon may lose control of Vhagar again, and she takes out some Lannister allies, which a few dead Lannisters is called a good start, so I don't see much issue in this. Interestingly, I've been wondering when Freddie Fox, who is playing Alicent's brother Gwaine Hightower, would show up, and it looks like he's actually going to be at this battle with Criston Cole on the field. The film leaks we've seen, they do not seem happy with each other. Gwaine is just laying into Cole, so he's already messing up early in the war. In fairness to Sir Criston Cole, his official drink is choke. Leaked filming for this battle does show, yes, they are actually changing Aegon's sigil from book lore. In book lore, Aegon's sigil is a gold dragon on a black field, but in the show, it's now confirmed it's a gold dragon on a green background. Given that the Hightowers have their claws in House Targaryen and the fact that their trash house started all of this, it makes sense to see how much the Hightowers have intertwined themselves with all of this, so I don't mind the change from the black field to now the green field in the show. Besides that, we are going beyond the wall in season 2, which I'm fascinated to see why they're adding this to book lore, perhaps to get the Starks on his mother's side, because Jace is heading up there. He has a few stops, but I wonder if going beyond the wall, taking a peek around, because at the time, it's still honorable to be sent to the wall. People are still actively being like, yeah, I want to go here. I would prefer this over other options. So maybe Jace ends up going beyond there, taking a look around, and then Lord Stark's like, hey, you're pretty cool. Anyways, like I said, I will get more into these leaks. I have a longer leak video coming out talking about the filming process and all that. We've had a lot of dragon seeds, and it's just gonna be so much fun to watch in season 2. So like, subscribe, come back for more videos.